So, yeah, so the main headline there, I mean, it's really a bit of good news. So after years of low productivity in the UK, we're now seeing doctors are revealing that ill patients are refusing sick notes from their GP because they cannot afford time off work. So hopefully this new drive to spend more hours at work is going to pay off in increased GDP at some point.
Because we have seen a lot of figures recently suggesting that there has been a very slow reuptake. There are a lot of people who just left the workforce, essentially, who regard themselves as unfit.
What we found out over furlough, when people were paid 80% of their salary to sit on their bums doing nothing, we found out that people prefer sitting on their bums doing nothing for the money instead of doing work. So when furlough ended, they were like, well, what can I do to continue that lifestyle? They're like, how about I get myself some sort of sickness benefit type thing.
But these people are the heroes of this story because they're refusing even to have the documentation that would allow them to get off work. They don't even want to be tempted. They don't even want to have it in their pocket.
I'm going out on Thursday to clap for these people. These are the people who keep this country going. Yeah. We should have tax breaks for people who work with some sort of serious illness. And yet, I haven't taken. Do I ever take a day off?
Such a mean donkey of comedy, really. Unbelievable. You were right the first time.
I've come in here with COVID. I've come in here with monkeypox.
Yeah, but I think the story is more of the doctor's frustration in telling people to take time off and not being able to give a sickness note. And I've had that myself. You know, I had a heart condition, and I actually had a doctor say to me these very words: "You can't do comedy," and I had to explain to him. I've been told that loads of times. So
in a separate matter, Mr. Marks, we suggested you consider an alternative.
There's nothing to do with that. But I also think there's a problem with. I had a throat problem this year with laryngitis and a polyp taken out, and a doctor saying, don't work for 6 weeks or whatever. And I need to work. I need to pay rent and so on.
You need the ego
What I want, I do need, well, always, but what I do want is not the doctor to get frustrated with me and tell me that I have to take time off, but instead to tell me how do I go about carrying on work and what medications and suggestions do you have for that.
What amphetamines are you going to make available to me on?
That's how you'd be a good doctor.
I do notice the woman who's done the Camilla Hawthorne, and she's a senior GP in the Welsh Valleys, apparently. The final paragraph, she says, I've been really surprised in the last year when I've offered a sick note, they say, oh, no, I can't take time off. I'm doing a Welsh accent. I need the money from work. They've refused. They say, I need to keep working to earn and to feed myself and my family. Then her final remark is, I don't take it personally. That seems to be the explanation. I'm like, well, that is big of you. But I mean, this is perhaps something that GPs don't quite understand, or maybe they do understand it but haven't quite internalised it, that a lot of people don't get paid if they're not. I mean, that is the gig economy, right? We don't live anymore in an era where you can just have eternal sick notes.
No, absolutely. And so many people are living, paycheck to paycheck. And, if you're a delivery driver, Uber driver, whatever, if you don't work, you don't get paid. As a comedian, we don't work, we don't get paid. And it's amazing how, we call it doctor stage, like we will turn up to gigs in any condition, and there's something about getting on stage that cuts through it.
We're heroes. We're absolute heroes.
It is
rain or shine, anywhere in the country, sleet, snow, whatever it is, we turn up and we don't get the thanks for it. It even shrinks the prostate.
The number of times I've gone on stage thinking I'm absolutely busting for the loo, but once you get on stage, it eases.
You've really taken this somewhere else. We were talking about being really sick, and yours is just, I'll go and see the doctor.
Wait till you're my age.
You should go to the loo and not go on stage.
Now, let's have a quick check your prostate afterwards.
I don't check it. I can feel it. It's insisting itself into the conversation.